Hey everybody, let's make a one-sheet shrimp boil. This is one of our favorite quick and easy recipes. We're going to start by bringing a pot of water to boil for our potatoes and our corn. While we wait for that to boil, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up the corn. So for a single batch, it calls for 3 ears of corn cut into like maybe 1-inch slices. You might notice that I'm adding extra because I am actually doing another pan of it kind of off camera. So our water is just about ready to go. It's just starting to boil. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding the potatoes. I am using the little tiny baby gold potatoes. I'm not even sure how many it actually calls for. I just grabbed a small bag of them. Honestly, a lot of this is kind of just from the heart or whatever you like. If you like more corn, more potatoes, add it. If you don't, add less of it, of course. I'm going to go ahead and start putting our shrimp on, and you want the raw, deveined, peeled shrimp. And I have a 2-pound bag here, but again, I am doing a double recipe with 2 pans. For a single recipe, 1 pan, it calls for 1 pound. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up our sausage. You can use really any sort of like your favorite smoked sausage here. You just want to cut them up into little slices as if you were making like a charcuterie board. Again, add as much as you want of this. It typically calls for 1 sausage. I'm making a double batch and I'm still only using 1. Really, you could even add like hard-boiled eggs or whatever your favorite kind of like shrimp boil or seafood boil food items are, you could throw on this pan. So far, we have our shrimp and our sausage on here. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up a lemon into wedges while we wait for the potatoes to cook. So they're really boiling. I'm going to go ahead and check them. I'm going to stick a fork in to see if they're kind of soft because you want them to be kind of parboiled. They're pretty soft, so I'm going to go ahead and take them out. Normally, I would just drain this into the sink, but I actually want to use the water to cook the corn in for a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to scoop the potatoes out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the potatoes to the side, and then I'm going to toss in the corn for about 5 minutes just to kind of cook it a little bit before we put it in the oven so that everything can kind of end up being done at the same time. On a side note, if you notice that my house is pretty like messy and chaotic in the background, it's because I've been unpacking boxes everywhere. All right, back to business. I'm going to go ahead and pour the potatoes onto my pan now along with the shrimp and the sausage. Just want to kind of mix everything around here. You really want to try to have everything in a single layer if possible. Okay, I'm going to take my corn out since it's been 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and add that to the pan with everything else. And we are just about done here, I promise. And again, just kind of mix it up, spread it around evenly. And here's what it looks like. Now it's time to just get ready to add the flavor. For butter, for a single batch, it calls for about half a stick. Throw it into a cup, go ahead and microwave and melt that. Okay, we have our nice melted butter. We're going to go ahead and add the seasonings. I'm a little heavy-handed and always add a little extra, but typically you want to add about 4 teaspoons or 4 cloves of garlic for a single batch. Personally, I feel like you can never have too much garlic, but that's just me. And as always, you can always personalize this. If you want to add Cajun or any other seasonings that you normally add to like a seafood boil, certainly throw it in. All right, up next is the Old Bay. This is where it really gets delicious. You want to add about 1 tablespoon of Old Bay. All right, now you just want to give it a good stir. Really mix it up to make sure all of that gets distributed evenly once you pour it over your pan. So now you're just going to pour your mixture over your pan, and then you're going to go ahead and kind of stir it, toss it up a little bit. And I did forget to mention at the beginning, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So here's what it looks like before we go ahead and put it in. All right, and again, we're going to cook it at 350 degrees for about 12 minutes. Okay, I just pulled mine out after about 12 minutes. You'll know when it's done when the shrimp changes color to pink. For the lemons, I did squeeze a few of the wedges on beforehand and threw them in the oven with it while it baked, and then I drizzled a little after. I'm adding a little bit of fresh parsley just for some garnish and some flavor. This honestly smells so amazing right now, like I'm drooling. This video really isn't doing it any justice, but I promise you that it is delicious. I definitely think you should try it, and let me know if you do try it and your thoughts.